Everybody, it's Dr. Joe here in the house. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. So some technical issues, but I am back in the saddle, as they say. Hope everyone's doing well wherever they are. And got another great session lined up. Today, we're going to talk about the digital frontier, utilizing technology for property management and using technology, really. The power of technology and the use of technology for real estate investing. Specifically if you're managing properties. I wanted to kind of do a session on that because of the fact that a lot of people, you have properties and you may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is, your portfolio. And the question becomes, how do you make the whole management issue of your properties a lot more efficient? And technology is a great way of doing that. And so I wanted to kind of talk about the use of technology in property management for real estate investors like you and I and so on. But before I get too far, just let you know, we do have an event next Saturday, June the 15th, here in Washington, D.C. for those people who are interested in getting together. And I'm going to do an event at Corliss and Fitzgerald's house here in Northwest D.C., area called Brightwood, and very nice neighborhood. And so we're going to do an event there. They are midway through their project, transforming a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, house into a 6-bedroom, 3.5-bathroom house. And so we're kind of at a midway point by next Saturday, which means that all the plumbing, roughing they call it, is going to be done. The electrical from it, electrical HVAC, the frame is all going to be done. And so it's a great time to see a house before we put the drywall on. And we're kind of going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, what it takes to actually do this. And so a lot of people, this is a BRRRR. So it's going to be a buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. And so you'll see firsthand a student, just like maybe you are, who's decided they want to pursue their financial independence goal and pull the trigger on a real project. And so we're going to actually do it in the field at that house. So you'll see the house in its midway point. You'll see the wires, you see the plumbing lines, you see the electrical lines, you'll see all the ductwork, you see all that stuff exposed. And shortly after that, then we're going to do the inspection, the roughing inspection. And then we'll do the insulation inspection. And then hopefully, if everything passes, then we'll get authorization to close up the place, put the drywall on, and so on. So we're kind of talking about that next Saturday. If you go to, various, well, get ready to sign up anyway. This is a little heads up. You can go to, I think we got some links on the social media. Either on Instagram and also on Facebook. That's where we're going to be advertising it. So we're going to put it on our website, probably going to be later on this week. But it's going to be next Saturday. There's a heads up for that one. I look forward to seeing you if you're in the DC area. If you're not in the DC area, it may be a great time to come anyway. Network with like-minded people, get a chance for you and I to see each other, talk, and hopefully catch up. So again, next Saturday, and you'll be signing up on Eventbrite, and the link will be on my website probably the next day or two. But you can go to social media. I think we're putting it out there on Instagram and also on Facebook. You should be able to press the link and register. So I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. And kudos to Fitz and Corliss on a job well done. They're doing pretty good. Also, shout out to Charles. Congrats, Charles. We started the rehab this week on his project here in Washington, D.C. And I think they're doing the demo this week. So hopefully making good progress on that one. And similar kind of situation, we're taking a 3-bedroom, 1-bath and turning that into a 6-bedroom, 3.5-bath. Now, you may wonder, why are you doing this, Dr. Joe? Why are you doing a 6-bed? Why are you creating 6-bedroom houses? Well, come to the event. You'll understand why. There's a reason for this. As you know, Section 8, it's all about, the rent. And it's all about attracting Tier 1 tenants and buying the right location and so on. So on Saturday, you'll understand totally the rationale behind all this. And also, we'll probably do an event at Charles's house in the near future, so you'll see his project, and hopefully it'll motivate you, encourage you to actually go out there and make it happen. Okay, so with that said and done, my friends, let's go on. And as usual, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat box. And we're going to go to Ask Dr. Joe in about 15, 20 minutes. And likewise, if you want to book a one-on-one with me, you can do so at the website, joeasimo.com. And if you want to do a deep dive into a problem, a situation, an issue that you're wrestling with, and you want to kind of spend an hour with me where you can really, really, focus on that one, let's do that. Kudos also to Shayna and Papa, husband and wife team in Cleveland, Ohio, just helping them out on a project whereby we're going to work together to help them find a tenant for their house. The current tenant is going to be leaving shortly, and I'm going to be helping them market to get a quality tenant, screen the tenant, help them through the entire process until the tenant actually moves in. As we all know, if possible, not if possible, screening is the absolute key to your success. It's easy to get someone in your house, a lot more difficult to get them out. And you're looking for tenants, quality tenants, tier 1 tenants who pay the rent, take care of the property, pleasant to deal with, and hopefully stay a long time. So that's what I'm helping them do. And I'm looking forward to it. We had a kickoff meeting today. Great session with you, Shayna. And looking forward to the next one. And go through the entire process, and hopefully we'll get you a great tier 1 tenant. So that's what's going on in my world, and so on. So enough about me. Let's get down to business. So why is leveraging technology essential for modern property management? Again, the title of today's session is The Digital Frontier, Utilizing Technology for Property Management. Okay, so the question becomes, why is leveraging technology essential for modern property management? Well, the bottom line is in today's fast-paced digital world, things are changing fast. There's AI, technological advancements all over the place. They're transforming all businesses. Real estate is no different. Okay, so for residential real estate investors like you and I, leveraging technology, especially for property management, it's really not just an option nowadays. It's pretty much necessity. The old days where you could do stuff on pen and paper is gone. Well, you can still do it, but I don't think it's very efficient way of doing it. So if you use digital tools, you can really streamline significantly the operations. You can enhance efficiency, and ultimately, hopefully anyway, you'll increase your profitability of your business. So in an era whereby time, accuracy, and tenant satisfaction is absolutely key, then the benefits of integrating technology into your business becomes really important. Things like automating rent collections, the good old days whereby I used to knock on people's doors, and all that stuff. Those days are gone. You can use technology for automating rent collection, maintenance tracking. There's a lot of things which we'll be talking about today, which can really save you time as a landlord, as a buy and hold investor, and also property manager as well. So, the use of technology really does help in terms of reducing human error. You can use it to ensure timely payments, and also you can sort of communicate with your tenants a lot more efficiently for immediate, responses to things like maintenance issues, concerns, problems that they're facing, and things like that. So we're also going to talk about data analytics. With the data that you collect through your tools, you can make decisions based on that, based on things like tenant behavior, things like market trends, and things like property performance. You can make decisions if you use digital technology to run your business, because there's a lot of data that's generated, and which properties are profitable. Why is it profitable? Where are the biggest income streams? Where are the biggest expenses? What's your return on investment? Tracking your tenants, and all that kind of stuff is possible. And if done correctly, You can help optimize your portfolio and also increase your return on investment. So, so again, technology is important, and I think anyway, it's absolutely key. It's going to be, it can stabilize your income stream. It can improve long-term success, and but the bottom line is this: but technology is not for everybody. Some people are adverse to technology, and some people are intimidated by technology. And so, what we want to do is to learn from the lessons from other people. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So in today's live stream, we're going to provide a comprehensive guide on how new, intermediate, and seasoned investors like you and I can really utilize technology to manage our properties and increase our profitability and so on. So by understanding these things and learning from the experience of others, we can avoid common mistakes and we can leverage technology to its fullest potential. So let's get down to business. Number one, automating rent collection. Obviously, if you're a landlord, you're collecting rent, hopefully. And by collecting rent, there's different ways to collect rent. Automating it is a lot more efficient. I remember the days when I used to knock on people's doors. You go to the door and knock on it, and then all the lights go off. You can hear some whispers behind there. Shh, the rent man's there. Everyone be quiet. And nobody answers the door. I leave. 15 minutes later, all the lights back on again. So those days, obviously, I'm not doing that anymore. It's unnecessary. So things like collecting checks, cash payments in person, it's time consuming, it's prone to errors, it's not safe. People can rob you, if they know that you're collecting money. And it's a very inefficient way of doing things. So these outdated practices, you can streamline those processes so you can ensure timely and accurate payments. So one of the primary benefits of automated rent collection is convenience. And I know for me, a lot of my tenants, they pay by Cash App. Some of them pay by Zelle. Nobody pays by Venmo. And some tenants just deposit the funds directly into my bank account. But these are automatic ways. These are automated ways where you can collect money. It's all electronic. There's no trading of money in the sense that you're going to pick up cash. And because of that, as I said before, it's safer. And also there's a paper trail. So whenever somebody sends you money or you receive money, there's a trail for that money. So if somebody says, well, I mailed you the check, or the check's in the mail, or there's good old excuses, you don't need that anymore, because if they sent you electronic payment, there's a paper trail that typically there's a receipt or a statement that comes with that, and so on. So also some of these tools now, some of these property management software, they can automate the process further by, for example, you can pay by credit cards. They give you automated reminders. You can generate detailed reports, and so on. So and with that data that's collected, you can then start reviewing it, analyze it, and you can track the flow of money in your business. You can track who owes you, how much do they owe, whether you should apply late fees, if so, how much. And you get statements which you can send out to tenants. You can send them reminders. There's a bunch of things that you can do. Even if you're less tech savvy and you may need assistance, a lot of these tools nowadays are online, and therefore they're pretty user friendly. And some of these programs often offer some great support, technical support and clear instructions on how to actually use those platforms. So what are some of the action items that you can do in terms of rent collection, automated rent? So one of the things is to choose a reliable online rent payment system that offers features such as automated reminders, direct debit options, and also integrating with various platforms and tools. Okay, that's something you can do, is to choose an online payment system. Another action item you can do is to educate your tenants, if you have tenants, on the benefits of automated rent payments, and provide clear instructions on how they can do that, how they set up the accounts, how to transfer the money over, and if necessary, you can offer support to help them. And the third action item that you may want to consider is to regularly review and update the payment systems that you have to ensure it's user-friendly, it's secure, it's efficient, and also get feedback from your tenants, whether they like it or whether they don't like it, and things like that. So these are some of the things that you can do as it pertains to using technology to automate the rent payment. Another thing you can do for technology is to streamline maintenance requests. Okay. The bottom line is this: you got a house, you got an apartment, you got a building. At some point, something's going to go wrong physically with the property. It could be plumbing issues, electrical issues, heating and ventilation issues, whatever it is. Things go wrong in houses. So the question becomes, what are the benefits of using technology to handle maintenance requests? How can we use technology to handle these maintenance requests, which happen, whether you like it or not? So handling maintenance requests efficiently is really critical, depending on how old your houses are. I mean, we're in the Washington, D.C. area where houses are 50, 70, 80, 100 years or more old. And so obviously after that length of time, things are going to start going wrong. And so you need an efficient way whereby tenants or your guests, your residents can submit requests for maintenance, and also you can it's a very streamlined process, easy process whereby you can increase tenant satisfaction and property value because you're taking care of your property. So traditional methods of maintenance such as phone calls, paper forms, face-to-face requests, that's kind of outdated now. It can be cumbersome. It's prone to delays, and it's also difficult to track. So by adopting digital, maintenance requests, for example, landlords can streamline the process, ensuring that issues are reported, and they have that workflow and tracking mechanism, so you can track how it's doing, and and how you can promptly address these issues. So digital maintenance systems allows the tenant, for example, to submit a request. So I'm at a property at 123 Main Street. I can go to the portal or go to the software, submit my request. Some of these tools now, most of the tools now you can do it on your mobile phone. So you can take photographs, or you can use voice notes to explain the problem. Hey, my plumbing is leaking and water is coming out from my faucet into the sink, into the cabinet. It's leaking. And you can take a video so you can show people exactly what's going on. So with that information, obviously, it can be uploaded to the manager or to the owner, and they will have a pretty good idea of what needs to be done, so they can bring the materials with them and parts with them, so that way they can take care of it in one go, rather than coming to the house, trying to figure out what's going on, then going back, go to the store. And also all that stuff can be done using maintenance request systems. Obviously it's more quicker, it's more accurate, and I think it's more transparent, because you're getting the information directly from the tenant, and they're explaining what the issue is, and you have a mechanism in place now to track exactly what's going on at any given time. So it builds trust, level of transparency, and also improves the chances that you're going to address the problems efficiently, and so on. So this transparency really does build trust. The tenants see that you're working on it. You're not just blowing them off and ignoring them, or just sort of saying, whatever. With these technological tools, you can receive the information. They can track the progress of the repairs from their portal, from their phone, and so on. So for landlords, you can prioritize, because not all requests are the same. Some of them are more important than others. Some things are emergency. You can prioritize which ones to handle immediately, which ones can wait a few days, which ones can wait a few weeks, and so on. Also, you can record and all the activities. You can also do an analytics, where you can get an idea which houses or properties that you have are eating up all your expense, your cost, because there's just a lot of maintenance that's taking place, and so on. So what are some of the action items you can do? as it pertains to handling maintenance requests. Number one is I would suggest that you implement a user-friendly online maintenance request system. There's quite a few of them out there that is easy to use for the tenant. And also it allows them to report issues, and it allows you to track the progress of those issues. So train the tenants on how to, another action item is, if you have one of those things, is to train the tenants on how to use the systems effectively, and encourage them to promptly request maintenance if there are issues. That way you can nip it in the bud in terms of something relatively quickly, rather than ignoring it and then it becomes a big issue later on. Sometimes it's just easier. I know a lot of people have a tendency, well, you know, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I'm not going to take care of it. But if you can take care of these small stuff, you prevent it becoming a larger issue later on, and so on. So by leveraging technology for maintenance requests, you can enhance the efficiency and the effectiveness of your property management operations. And this not only leads to higher tenant satisfaction, but also it can sort of, you know, help you manage your properties as well. So that's number two. Number three, in terms of using technologies, is leveraging data analytics. I thought I'd include something like this in here because there's a lot of data that's generated from these tools. And if you're savvy enough, you can start looking at this information and help you in making decisions. So the question becomes, how can data analytics transform property management and investment decisions? How can you use this data? What data is generated, and how can you use that to make decisions? Okay, so that's data analytics, analyzing the data and making decisions based on that. So I mean, you know, again, this is more advanced. You know, if you got one property, maybe you don't need something like this. But if you got a portfolio of properties, this is something that could be very, very useful and helping you manage your portfolio, making decisions more efficiently. So data analytics has become really an indispensable tool for modern property management because it offers insights into how your business is doing and helps you manage your properties. And also, as I said before, helps you making decisions. So by analyzing data on things like tenant behavior, market trends, and property performance, you know, you can identify patterns. It can help you make more informed decisions, strategic decisions, rather than just gut decisions based on, you know, how you feel. So what we're going to do here is spend a couple of minutes talking about data analytics, which can be a real game changer in terms of how you manage your, you know, your properties. So one of the primary benefits of data analytics is the ability to predict trends and also outcomes. So, for example, by analyzing historical rental income and occupancy rates for your property, you may be able to forecast future performance. Okay, you may be able to find out what other people are charging. Maybe your rent's too low, maybe it's too high. The data will tell you, and based on that, also it help you identify potential issues before they become problems, such as spotting early signs of tenant dissatisfaction. Tenants are really, you know, a lot of tenants get upset when they got stuff going wrong with their house and you're not fixing it. You know, so you can use the data, your response time. How long is it taking you to fix a problem? Whether it's you know, major, medium, or minor, the data will tell you. And you know, with this information, it can help you to sort of improve tenant retention, and also it can help you in terms of property upkeep. So you know, so that's what data analytics allows you to do. So by really understanding what types of properties you have, what types of properties are in demand, what amenities tenants are looking for, you know, it can help you in part of that decision-making process. So action items that you may want to consider as it pertains to data analytics, things like investing data analytics if you want to. It can help you making decisions, analyze the data if you have the wherewithal to do that, and so on. So again, we're going to go to Q&A shortly. It's now 7:30. Give about 10 more minutes, we'll go to Q&A. So if you got some questions, please put them in the chat box, and I will get to them in about 10 minutes from now. Any types of questions, real estate related. Maybe you got a problem with a tenant. Maybe you got problems with a property. Maybe you got problems with a deal. Maybe you got a problem with managing your operations or whatever the real estate question you have. Maybe it's motivational. It's too expensive where you are. It's too cheap where you are. Put them in the chat box, and I'll definitely try to get to them in about 5 or 10 minutes from now. Okay, so let's keep moving on. We can also use property management technology to enhance tenant communications. So I suppose the question is, what are the advantages of using technology to improve communications with tenants? You know me, I'm a firm believer in communications. It's all about customer relations management. That's going to be the make or break. That's going to determine whether you're going to be successful. Managing a property is pretty straightforward. What's more complicated is managing the relationship with your tenants, because there are all types of tenants, there are all types of personalities, and at the end of the day, they're human beings. So so communication becomes really, really important. I think anyway, towards your ultimate success as a real estate investor, as a buy and hold investor, and so on. So a lot of landlords they don't want to see their tenants. They don't want to hear from them. All they want is their money. Obviously I'm different with that. So effective communications really is the cornerstone of, in my opinion, of successful property management. In the past, communication relied on things like phone calls, letters, or face-to-face meetings, which can be time-consuming and also quite inefficient. So today we can use technology, numerous tools there to streamline and enhance that communications, making it easier for landlords to speak to tenants and tenants to contact landlords and manage the properties all together, and really maintain a positive relationship with your tenants. So one of the primary advantages of using technology for communication is the convenience that it offers. Text messages, instant, in social media. I mean, there's things that you can do, emails, mobile apps, text messages, and which can allow for instant communications between you and your tenants. And you can work together towards resolving some issues. So tenants can quickly report issues, ask questions, or provide feedback, and landlords can respond promptly with technology. So this real-time interaction really does address one of the major concerns, which is lack of responsiveness on the part of the landlord and the tenants as well. So digital communications can help you stay organized. A lot of these software nowadays, they have what they call a portal, where the tenant will have an account. They can go to that page and see everything that's going on in their account in terms of payment history, late fees charged. They can submit property maintenance requests. They can do a lot of stuff, with some of these tools out there, and you may want to consider using them. You can send out announcements, you can send out reminders, you can send out updates, you can keep up to date on what's going on. You can resolve disputes. It's just a lot of stuff that you can do in terms of leveraging the power of communications, technology for communications purposes. So some of the action items: implement a communication system or platform that integrates things like emails, text messages, and online portals, ensuring that the tenants can reach out to you, you can reach out to them. You can encourage tenants to communicate with you digitally, and highlights the the convenience and the efficiency. And also you want to give training to your support staff so they can handle that. Regularly update your tenants, communicate with them, and you should be fine. Number 5, we've got the last thing. This is the last one, which is managing finances. You're managing the money using technology to manage your properties. So the question becomes, what are the benefits of using digital technologies for managing property and finances? Again, we're going to get down to Q&A shortly. So if you've got some questions, please put in the chat box. And I also, as I said before, we have an event next Saturday, June the 15th. You can see it on the ticker underneath here. It's a real-time event in Washington, D.C. Behind the scenes, you're going to go behind the scenes of a real-time Burr project where we're taking a property that was 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and transforming that into a 6-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. If you want to learn the nuts and bolts, how to do this the right way, all the trials and tribulations, lessons learned, you should attend next Saturday. And you can go to the website probably later on this week where you can register, or you can go to my social media, whether Instagram and Facebook, and register through those platforms. So that's behind the scenes of a real-time BRRRR project. So number 5, I think I was talking about, was what are the benefits of using digital tools for property management finances? Managing finances can be quite complicated and it can be quite time-consuming. But nowadays with technology, you can sometimes streamline that process. Whereby, I use QuickBooks. We got, Rent Ready. There's some, property management software. There's Buildium. There's Appfolio. There's a whole Turbo Rent, Turbo Tenant. There's a whole bunch of those tools out there that allows you to track income, expenses, profitability. You can manage multiple properties efficiently. And, it's just nowadays, everything's online. It doesn't matter where you are. You can pull up your app on your phone and manage your properties from wherever you are. So automated systems, these tools allows you to automate certain things to makes it more, efficient. You can collect rent. You can invoice people. You can track your expenses. There's just a lot of things that you can do. And therefore, you can minimize or reduce human error. Automations also allows you to get up-to-date information and up-to-date, accurate information, so it allows you as a landlord to provide clear picture of your cash flow, what's going on, and also the financial performance of your property and your portfolio. You can send out automated reminders to tenants about rent due. You can also track late fees there, and there's just a lot of powerful reporting and analytics data that you can do that. And also, obviously, you can do financial management, financial report. You can track key performance indicators, analyze your trends over time. There's just a lot, as I said. So we're talking about leveraging technology to understand how the business is going financially. Are you making money? Which properties are more profitable than others? These are relatively simple questions, but if you're not organized, it's hard to get answers to those things. You're gonna have to use like gut feeling, and that's not always the best way to go. So anyway, let's talk about some of the action items you can do in terms of managing your property finances. Choose a digital financial management tool that fits your needs and relatively straightforward and easy to use. Leverage automation features if you can to handle repetitive tasks and ensure timely payments and accurate record keeping. So these are some of the things that you can do. And let's wrap it up. I've talked about the action items, and let's wrap it up in terms of conclusions. So what are the key takeaways, for leveraging technology and property management from today's session? As we navigate the digital frontier, it's really becoming obvious that there's a need for the importance of, it's really fundamental now, using technology for managing your portfolio, managing your rental property. The integration of digital tools and platforms offers you and I, investors, unprecedented opportunities to streamline operations, enhance tenant satisfaction, and also boost profitability. So really embracing technology allows you and I to stay competitive in a rapidly evolving market. Things are changing so fast these days. Also, it can help you manage your properties a lot more efficiently, a lot more smoothly than before. One of the key takeaways is that technology can be used to really reduce the time taken to do certain tasks, and also in terms of the time taken and also the cost of completing certain things. Automatic routine tasks such as rent collections, maintenance requests frees up. You can now automate some of those things to free up your time, which then allows you to focus on more important things, only things that you can do. Strategic activities such as expanding your portfolio and improving your tenant relation. These are things that you should be doing because it has a direct impact on your bottom line. So digital tools kind of reduce the human error and ensures timely payments, and also facilitates quicker responses. So another critical thing is, as I said before, is data analytics. and making informed decisions. By leveraging data, you and I as landlords can gain insights into tenant behavior, market trends, and also property performance. And this will help us in making some more strategic decisions. And obviously, we talked about communications, the importance of that, and how we can use technology to enhance transparency and trust between yourself, the landlord, and the tenants. And centralized communications platform also makes things easier. So we've covered a lot of stuff today. I'm going to wrap it up now. It's 7:40. We're going to go to Q&A session. So if you got some questions, please put them in the chat box. I'm going to get to you in a second. So put your questions in the chat box. And like always, if you want to shoot me an email, you can shoot me an email at joe@joeasamoah.com, joe@joeasamoah.com. And I'll do my best to try to be responsive. Also, if you want to do one-on-one with me, you can more than welcome to go to my website, joe@joeasamoah.com, and you can book a one-on-one session with me. And hopefully, we can do a deep dive into a problem or situation that you may have. So with that said, my friends, let's get down to Q&A. Ask Dr. Joe, and let's see what you have here. So today, aloha from Hawaii. How you doing, financial firefighter? I hope you're doing well from Hawaii. I'm sure the weather is fantastic where you are. Dow 2 agrees for Phoenix. I hope you're doing well in Phoenix, and so on. Oh, we got Nick. Hey, Nick. Didn't expect to see you. I hope you're doing well. Great conversation we had yesterday. So feel free to check in with me, and we can continue the discussion. Looking forward to the transaction next week. Hopefully that goes smoothly, and so on. Dow 2. Let's have a look. All the best, Charles, Fitz, and Shayna and Papa. Yes, people are moving. People are rolling. Charles Fitz and Charles Fitz. Femi's done now. Shayna, Papa. Yeah, people are rolling. Hopefully that'll be you. If I can help you on your journey, let's do that. My goal is to help as many people as I can pull the trigger and take action. Because at the end of the day, you can't reach financial independence unless you take action. Number 5. Let's start the next one. How might I leverage technology to send rent payments to my LLC? Instead of my property manager. I heard that ultimate goal should be to make payments directly to your entity. Thoughts? This is from E. Joe. How might I leverage technology to send payments to my LLC instead of my property manager? I don't know how. I'm probably going to need a little bit more information from you, E. Joe, but I'm going to see if I can take a stab based on what you've sent me. So I'm assuming that you have a property, and that property is being managed by a property manager. And your goal is to make payments. I heard the ultimate goal should be to make. So I don't know what the arrangement you have. Typically, property managers, they're the ones who collect the rent from the tenants. So the tenant, so the tenants pay the property manager, and based on your agreement with the property manager, a certain percentage goes to them, and the rest goes to you. So it could be 10%, 12%, 8%, whatever it is. From the gross, they hold as their payment, and they're supposed to send you the rest. That's how it typically does. And again, if something goes wrong, they may take care of that issue and then bill you, especially if the issue is below a certain threshold, maybe a few $100s. Then they have the authority usually to just go out there and fix it. Obviously, if it's an expensive item, they're not going to proceed unless they get your buy-in to do that. And so on. So they typically will take care of it and then bill you, or they may ask you to pay for it. And and then that way they don't have to get involved with that one. Again, it depends on your the contract that you have with your property management company. Now the thing is, a lot of these property management companies, they use software where the tenants can pay their rents directly through the tenant portal. And so the tenant can go in and they get an invoice for the rent, and then they go in and make payments either with ACH through debit cards or credit cards or whatever it is, whatever the software allows you to do. So that money goes to the property manager typically. Now, I think what you're trying to do is to ask if that can go to your LLC instead of the property manager. That will depend on the contractual relationships that you've signed, if they'll allow you to do that. So essentially, the money goes, the tenant pays you, and then you turn around and give the property management company their portion. Most of the time, they don't like that. They want to get the money, and then they can then collect their money and then give you what's left over. So you're going to have to negotiate that one. But if you can do that one, then obviously the money goes directly to you, and then you can then divvy up the funds accordingly. I don't know if I've answered the question, but that way, for my properties, I have a management company. So I have a management company that manages my properties on behalf of the owners of the property. It could be me, my wife, or my various entities. Okay. So I've created a property management company, and so on. So that's how I've done it. I know other people do it different ways. So I have my own property management company. So the checks go to that money, that account for the property management company. And then the property management then divides up the funds accordingly. That way I only have need to have one checkbook, which is the property management company's checkbook, and not have to have a whole bunch of different checkbooks for different properties and so forth. So everything flows through this management company, and there's a management agreement between the management company and the owners of the asset, and so on. That's how I've done it. So hopefully that makes sense. I use Baseline, a landlord banking bookkeeping software. You can set up multiple accounts, collect rent to your entity, etc. Yeah, so as I said, there's a lot of tools out there, and sounds like financial firefighter in Hawaii is using Baseline, to manage a lot of the the banking and the property management type activities. There's quite a few of them. If you're a member of Bigger Pockets, I think they have an agreement with Rent Ready. There's Buildium, there's Turbo Rent, there's Turbo Tenant. There's a whole bunch of those different things that can allow you to really manage your properties. So you may want to check those online platforms if you haven't done so. Good catch, good suggestion, financial firefighter. Dow2, have you ever experienced a scenario where the tenant inadvertently sent a digital rent payment, i.e. Zelle or Cash App, to the wrong person? I have two tenants ask if I accept these too, but I said no. I do. In fact, most of my tenants pay by Cash App and Zelle, and I've had pretty good success. Here's what I do. When they send their first payment to me, I tell them to send a test payment, so like $1. So they send $1 from their account to my account. I give them my ID, my Zelle ID, or my Cash App ID, or my Venmo ID. I ask them to send me $1, and so they send it to me. When I receive it, I then send an acknowledgement to them to let them know I received it, and that way the monies went through. So now that they know I've received it, then they send the remainder of their rent. So if their rent's $1,000, I tell them to send me $1, either to Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or whatever it is. I then receive that $1, and once I've received it, then I send them a text message or acknowledgement saying I've received the money. Please send the rest, the $9.99 of the $1,000 rent, or send me $1,000, and that way there's there's a paper trail. So that's what I do. So I do accept it. I've had a lot, very, very good success. In fact, I prefer electronic payments, versus the other way, like checks in the mail, money orders, picking up cash, and all that kind of nonsense, which was okay a few years ago, but now it's not really the way to go. So you may want to reconsider that, Dow2. I've had a good success, and you may want to do a test run before you actually encourage people to send the money to you. Financial firefighter, Hem Lane is also a good. That's another good recommendation. Hem Lane, I've never heard of that one. is a good landlord software if you want maintenance and coordination on top of the rent collection and communication. So it sounds like Hemlane is a pretty good software that Financial Firefighter recommends. Now, too, if this scenario happened, I wasn't sure how easily a tenant could get his or her money back. You can't get your money back. Once it goes, it's gone. That's the downside of some of those Cash App, Venmo, Zelle things, is that that's the reason why I asked them to send $1. Rather than if the rent's $1,000, I don't tell them to send me $1,000 on the first go round, because they may send it to the wrong account. And once they send it to the wrong account, there's no, well, you can get the money back if the other person that received it is honest and refunds that money. But a lot of people are not honest. And so you're not getting that money back. So that's why I do a two-step process and ask them to send me $1 first. I then confirm receipt. And that way, at least I know that they sent the money to the right account and I acknowledge it and so on. So yeah, but you can't get your money back once you press send. Again, if you got some questions, please put them in the chat box. I'm going to try to get to you very, very shortly. So put them down there. And if you got any questions, anything today, real estate, pros and cons, if you got some issues and challenges that you're working with, or you're sort of trying to figure out, please let me know. I have never used Zelle or Cash App DAO too. I use it. Most of my tenants, especially my voucher tenants, they all have Cash App accounts. I don't know, not many have Venmo, but a lot of people have Cash App here. And that's the reason why I went there as well, because I would ask them, how do you want to pay me? And Cash App came up many, many times. So I set up my Cash App account several years ago, and now most of my tenants pay by Cash App. And I've had some pretty good success with Cash App, nothing real bad. Stephanie, hi, Dr. Joe. Hi, Stephanie. Hope you're doing well. If you got a question, Stephanie, I'm not sure if I met you, Stephanie. Stephanie Pierre. So I hope you're doing well, Stephanie. So you got some questions, please put them in the chat box. If anyone's got some questions to do real estate, put them in the chat box. We're going to be wrapping things up very, very shortly, and so on. So again, we have an event this next Saturday in Washington, D.C. at Fitz and Corliss's house. It's a Burr project where they're taking a 3-bedroom, 1-bath and turning it into a 6-bedroom, 4-bath, 3.5-bath. Sorry. If you want to see how that's done in real time, they're at the midpoint phase of the project. You definitely want to come. I think you'll enjoy it. This is their first project, and they decided to pull the trigger and make it happen. And I think it's very motivational. It's very encouraging to see somebody just like you who's decided to make it happen, and you can learn from them, and hopefully they can encourage you to do what you need to do towards getting your financial house in order and pursuing your financial independence goals. So again, that's going to be next Saturday, June the 15th, here in Washington, D.C. If you want to attend the event, you can go to my social media handles, either Instagram and also on Facebook. We'll be updating the website probably next couple of days, so you can book through the website as well, joe@joeasamoah.com. Okay, Stephanie, I'm doing okay, thanks. Okay, Stephanie, hope you're doing well. I'm on. Hi, Dr. Joe. Did they use the same lender as Femi? No, they use a different lender, and that's something we're going to talk about next Saturday. Is financing. How are you going to get them? Where's the money going to come from? There's lots of different types of money. The pros and cons of different types, whether it be banks, whether it be hard money, whether it be private investors. They what's it called? Fitz and Corliss had a very interesting way they funded their project, so I want to talk about that. In fact, we're going to try and get the lender to attend. So I think the lender can be able to answer most of your questions to do with raising money, getting the money, and how to qualify for money, and what you must do to become what I call bankable. So we'll have the lender there, and hopefully the lender will share their insights in terms of how Fitz and Corliss funded their project and why they decided to go the financing route that they took. 7:56. So I think, my friends, that's it for today. I've had a long day, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday here in Washington, D.C., Fitz and Corliss's house. I think you'll have a great time, and it's going to be a great event. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Again, if you got any, send me an email. You can send me an email at joe@joeasamoah.com. And if you want to book a one-on-one with me, where we can deep dive into any particular real estate issue that you're dealing with, you can book it at www.joeasamoah.com. And so that said, my friends, I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. And we'll go behind the scenes of a real-time borough project, a journey through challenges and successes. So your success to your success. I'll see you next Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. So take care. Have a great day. Have the great rest of the week. Take care. Bye for now, guys. Bye.